Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing a series of Ask Yosha. This video was requested by one of my subscribers. If you didn't know, I actually have Real Talk Live on Wednesdays and on some other days too. You can catch me around 9:30 Eastern Time, and during that time, I talk about the real stuff. Relationships, things that are going on in the world, and pretty much anything that y'all ask me in the comments down below. You can also write me on Instagram and I will answer a topic for you. This particular question was basically how to deal with your ex or your significant other taking you for granted. This person asked me how to deal with her child's father taking her for granted. I know a lot of women find themselves in that situation. I know at one point I found myself in that situation, and the way that I handled it was to slowly but surely start to distance myself. Distance yourself and separate yourself from the situation so that you're not losing yourself trying to be there for someone else. You know, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And so if you've given all that you could give, then that's all that you can do. And it's okay to walk away from situations. You don't have to feel guilty because of who that person is. I'm a big believer of people only doing what you allow them to do. And when you allow people to mistreat you, you condition them to continue it. Even if they apologize to you, even if they seem to have changed for a while, even if they seem remorseful, when you allow certain behaviors, it puts in the back of their mind that it's okay to do something again. For example, if your work is really flexible, they have a grace period where you can come to work late, let's just say 5 to 10 minutes late, and it's not a problem. You won't necessarily mind coming a little late because you know that it's not a problem. But if all of a sudden you get a new manager and the new manager is like, y'all are getting way too lackadaisical with these tardies. From now on, if you have to be here at 8, you gotta be here at 8 or you're gonna be written up. And you decide to come to work at 8:05 and you get written up. The next day you're gonna be there at 8 o'clock because you don't want to get in trouble again and perhaps lose your job. That's kind of how you stop somebody from taking you for granted. You have to mean what you say. You have to stand firm in what you will and will not tolerate. If you are like that grace period where you're going to make excuses for your person not treating you right, oh, grace period. What do you mean, Yosha? Oh, well, we weren't dating that long when he did that, so it was okay for him to be talking to that girl. Oh, we were in a break and we got in an argument, so that's why he slept with this girl. Oh, well, we had been arguing a lot, and, he didn't mean anything by that when he said that to me. Stop making excuses for him. If he's your baby's father, if he's your fiance, if he's your long-term boyfriend, he should know right from wrong with you by now, unless you've been allowing him to treat you any kind of way. The moment you put your foot down and you mean it is the moment of truth. He's either going to accept what you're telling him or he's going to continue to try you. And at that point, you have to decide what you will and will not put up with. You must stand firm in what you're saying you will and will not accept. The moment you waver on that is the moment you're going to have months of dissatisfaction because he's not doing the right thing. I used to tell my ex that all the time, don't hang up on me. It's rude, it's disrespectful, and I don't like it. So he had did it a couple times. I would call him back, and I was just like, why do you keep doing that? And then he was like, oh, my bad, or whatever. But he kept doing it. So one day, he hung up on me, and I didn't call back. And I didn't call back for some days. I let him call me back. And see, he was a cheater, so he probably was fine with that because he was like doing his thug thizzle, being a cheater anyway. But when he was ready to talk to me, he realized, like, wait, you haven't called me. And I just kind of ignored him for a while. And then he realized, like, oh, she wasn't playing about that hang up on me thing. It makes him think, like, dang, last time I talked to her was when I hung up on her. Maybe I don't need to do that anymore. If you're trying to be together, y'all done had y'all ups and downs, y'all are supposed to be starting fresh, and you say, like, look, I need you to help me with our child. That is the most important thing. If you can't help me, then I'm going to have to move on because this is our child, and I can't see myself laying up with somebody that won't help me with the child they created. How is that even fair, right? You can't keep making excuses for him once you make that decision to go from being the caring, loving girlfriend to just being the co-parent. When you're co-parenting, you want to work together for the mutual benefit of the child. But at the same time, you cannot focus on what's convenient for him. You can't always care about his feelings. Now, I'm not saying disregard his feelings, but what I'm saying is you can't just make everything accessible for him. He's taken for granted the fact that you've been doing that all along. So now you have to show with your absence and with your lack of consideration, your lack of accommodation, what it would be like if you were not there. When you decide to walk away and you really are serious about that, there will be no more of that. You will have confused him because he's so used to you giving in and being open to whatever he says, walking on eggshells around him, doing whatever makes him happy. He doesn't understand that, you know, he's lost you until he's lost you. And for you, the person that's been taken for granted, I encourage you to find yourself again. Find out what makes you happy without it being associated with another person. Don't associate it to when y'all were together. Don't associate it to your child or children that y'all have together. But what actually makes you happy? For me, I've always been enthused by working out. And even though I've never been skinny a day in my life, I love the way I feel after a good workout. I enjoy Zumba, I enjoy cycling, I enjoy kickboxing, and pretty much any type of cardio. I'm starting to get into weightlifting because I'm really trying to tone up as I lose this time around. But that's something that makes me happy, despite of me being single, married, in between. That's always been something that I've enjoyed doing since I was a teenager. And so when I was transitioning and trying to move on and love myself again, I began to focus my extra time on that. And I started losing weight. I think I lost like 30 pounds after my breakup. And it made me feel better about myself because I was doing it for me. I wasn't doing it to try to please anybody. I was doing it for my health, and I was doing it to feel better about me. You may not be into working out, but you got to find your thing, whether it's cooking, cleaning, singing, dancing, writing, reading. Find something that makes you happy that's not equal to how somebody else is treating you or making you feel. If you're always down when your baby daddy makes you mad, then he still has control. If he's not speaking to you and your whole world is upside down and you can't function, he still has control over your life. And you got to get your control back. You have to get your happiness back. You have to own your happiness. Even when you get married, you have to own your happiness. It is not up to your significant other to make you happy. You have to decide to be happy no matter who is talking to you. And I mean, who means anybody. I don't mean your kids, your friends, your mom, your dad, your family, because any of these people can go. And if those people are gone and they were your happiness is gone too. And now your life is in shambles. So I encourage you to love yourself. I say this in almost every relationship talk video. You have to love yourself. You have to do what makes you happy because this life is yours. It was given to you and there are no do-overs. When it's over, okay? And you don't want to look back and just realize that you spent your whole life unhappy. I'm sorry, my oven went off. But you don't want to live your whole life trying to hope that somebody is going to appreciate you and love you like you deserve to be loved. You just have to decide when enough is enough, and you have to make the decision that you want to move forward. From there, distance yourself and start focusing on what makes you happy. I always say your absence at times speaks a lot louder than words. And if you've been saying the same thing over and over again, you're beating it like a dead horse, literally. It's going in one ear and out the other. And so if you've been communicating what you don't like, what you don't appreciate, what you would like to see change, and that person in your life is oblivious, they don't care, then at that point you have to make a decision to either accept that they're not going to respect your wishes, or you can decide that you're going to move forward and kind of say your goodbyes. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Please comment, rate, subscribe to my channel. Let's talk in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.